Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Spike, also known as COD 7up, and here I am back for this evening stream for a couple of hours or so. Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully, back in Star Citizen. Now, I've done a couple of, again, offline tweaks to try and rejig my account to where it belongs. Did in my stream earlier on a couple of tweaks and changes to see if I can get the reset protocol for certain in-game actions and interactions to be reset so that things are where they're supposed to be. For example, my cutter, instead of being in my hangar already and where it was parked the last session I was played, that it should have reset and be contained, stored in the hangar, ready to be called out, rather than just already sat there waiting for me on the deck. Now, oh, it begins again already. I'm not tired. I'm just yawning for no reason. But here we go. Let's see if, having rejigged the account and cleared some cache stuff and moved from a couple of locations server-wise, loading in, attaching the account to that server shard, saving, exiting, bringing it back, going into a different server shard and region, doing the same there, bringing it back out, and then exiting the game entirely, having a PC reset whilst having dinner, etc., etc. All that good stuff. Hopefully, we've managed to help recombobulate the account and the save data for my account and that of the server. So hopefully it's all lined up. Hopefully the persistence works. And hopefully we will encounter fewer bugs and glitches that seem to propagate when either hotfixes are applied in the background by the team developing the game, or when people encounter bugs and glitches and get stuck or encounter unwarranted effects, they get memory logged. That in a persistent universe, it's got to keep up with that for every single player that's logged in at any one time across all instances, which is an incredibly tough thing to do. And anyone who's done any kind of memory management or trying to write to a file that is read-only, that needs to be flagged open to be writable and then flagged shut again, but per command in its listing, in its listed coding, to undertake the changes so that persistence in that file, that asset, is then carried forward, and then you're applying it to every asset in the game and then on the server. It's a big challenge, which is why in games like this, particularly in alphas and in beta testing, you see these issues arise. So here's hoping that we've managed to minimize some of the effects, apart from that immediate load effect of someone just teleporting in and back out again. I've spoken too soon at the start of the stream. I really have. Okay, so we've got our one bottle and we've got our one spare to what is this? You're not supposed to be in here. Who are you? Yeah, yo, dude. Whoever you are. I haven't got a clue. Run away. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, okay. Whatever, my man. You gonna follow? Because you know I'm going the wrong way? What a start! I love it, though. Anyways, back to what I was doing. So hopefully my inventory is fixed to some degree now that I'm pretty sure that this Cruise Lux water bottles, if you're purchasing bottles and doing the glitch trick where you drink a bottle and you keep the empty, you then drink the second bottle and keep the empty and then stack them in your inventory, if you then drag both to your hand, the game and animation only selects one of the empty bottles, but by the time you get it in your hand, it somehow classifies it as full, as if it never emptied, and you can just keep drinking. So long as when it's empty, you stack it back onto the bottle in the inventory. The empty pair. Now, I'm assuming that for this particular asset, that's what breaks in the inventory, which has been recently, over the past day or two, stopping me from being able to hydrate myself, because items in my inventory have decided not to work. Which my last session was on a different server and region, and also in a party. And the first stream that I did back showed that if you watch the two streams over the Christmas period into this year, you will see that where I left off is where my stream started, and I was surprised to find my cutter on deck, and some of the things that I'd done that was completed in that prior session before returning after 9 days. I came back on and it was like my session was still loaded, as if it hadn't been fully pulled off the server, and that's when I started to encounter some of these issues and glitches, which suggests a mismatch in databasing of my local files to the ones on the server, which is fair enough, this happens. But not being able to hydrate yourself in this game presents a couple of issues. You're going to die out in the middle of nowhere. You've got an asset you cannot use from your inventory, which then suggests that there's going to be other buggy issues with the inventory, because I think this causes mismanagement of items in the inventory, where some things then start to either stack that shouldn't, disappear when they shouldn't, and it all seems to correlate to whether they were used in the last session that worked to when they were purchased from the new session, from when you started to have problems. So you can kind of figure out a little bit of a timeline between when some things worked, or things do work with certain options, and then other things don't. I've encountered this before with Cefaldo and Mort when we were playing back in 3.21. When I was a relative noob, and there was a few persistent inventory bugs like this that did eventually get patched out. But I assumed back then that it was this issue because I noticed that in one session the items that I'd purchased in the previous session would work, but the ones purchased in the new session wouldn't. Or concurrently you could have vice versa, where the items I'd purchased in the previous session were still there, despite having been used, expended, consumed, or sold. And I'd have a copy of them that was then unusable, and then any concurrent purchase thereafter wouldn't work. So I'd have to go back to using the ones that I'd already previously bought until they ran out, which obviously then presents a problem that the stuff that's new that you're buying then doesn't work, but you're limited with whatever you previously bought that does work. So there's been a couple of issues in confluence with these assets, in a couple of issues when it comes to gameplay here. So we're going to turn around and see and try out, and we'll get down to, am I on, it looks like I'm on a station. I must be on Bajini. I must be. Yes, I am on Bajini. Cool.
Welcome to Easy Hub.
Oh, little bit janky there, a little bit of frame rate skip, gotta love it. So I have the things I need. I am fully hydrated. Oh yes, on the case of hydration, if you can't hydrate yourself in space, you're going to die, basically. Which, if the bottles of fluids don't work in the game, you're screwed. The only option you have is to go to a med bay or an easy regen center to be able to sit your ass on that bed and hit regenerate, because it's the only thing that's going to regenerate your hydration levels at this point. So that's something I'm going to have to potentially contend with still, but we will see. We will see. The other thing that I managed to fix earlier on was my interaction with Fleet Manager windows. Oh, you little asshole. And the occasional interaction. That's not what we want. We want that one. Such as the F interact key when it comes to doors on my ship. Or, where else did I have a problem? Oh, yes, a sticky multi-tool. A couple of items that came up on... This is looking good. We've got no ship in the hangar. But yes, the multi-tool that came up with the lift here, where I had 2 multi-tools in my freight manager from what I'd purchased here on Bajini. When the last session I played, I didn't have multi-tools and I had to purchase some here, and I haven't taken them back down to Area 18 yet. However, they should appear in the Bajini Point local inventory rather than in this freight inventory. Now, I know you'll probably be screaming at me going, oh, but it's the same. Now, if it was the same, on doing a mission, your mission focus SKU boxes are usually what I've seen. They take priority in this right-hand window, okay? I was doing missions, and there were no boxes. There were only the 2 multi-tools that should have been in the inventory storage screen. So the only way I could think of to fix it was to load them onto the elevator, bring them up, take them into my inventory, dump them into my ship's inventory to clear the deck, bring this back down, and then clear the deck with the ship. Because on recovering the ship that was parked here, when it should have been, like this hangar is now, empty for me to call up, I found that I'd lost my high-powered max tractor, true tractor beam, the big, massive, long cannon-style version that's in this game, that I'd left on my ship the last time I played in the session that actually worked, that left me with my ship in the corner of this hangar when I came back this year to play in the game, where I found these bugs. Now, not too bothered about the items that got lost with the ship when it was destroyed, and trying to unearth myself, I suppose. But you can see with how the assets react, whereabouts in the timeline the break has occurred, and as a result kind of troubleshoot whether it's the asset itself that is broken, whether it's a point of contact, i.e. an interaction chain that hasn't potentially completed, or whether it's something like an ejection protocol, i.e. saving state by leaving the game, when something hasn't completed in its task beforehand. So much like how a shutdown of a PC occurs or an operating system occurs, and it has to end each task in order because the tasks that are running in the background run your computer, it has to systematically end them all in the right order. Well, if that doesn't happen, you can end up with a hang where you just sat there looking at the logo and it's spinning away, and by that point most people have hit restart or the power button, or you end up with it having a blue screen of death, real death. It's just a memory exception where it can't handle the process because it's not got enough memory, because it's had to fill the memory trying to complete the task, and it runs out. Simple as. This happens in software, and it seems to me, with the assets that I've experienced I'm having bugs with, that a particular part of my saved game protocol did not complete on pulling me out and off of whatever server in Shard that I was on at that time over Christmas, before coming back to the New Year's stream. Which is why I then found when I jumped back in, it looked like I hadn't really left. It looked like I'd only temporarily jumped out to the menu, and I've jumped back into the same game on the same server, and everything's still in place, which is not how the reset dynamic of this game, coming off server, exit into menu, or exit in the game entirely, and going back in, is supposed to work, like most games. But as mentioned in a previous stream, that's what's caused some of the breaks and glitches that I've then experienced, that I've then had to kind of unpick in a way. And with having account issues before with assets in previous versions, I've utilised some of the older tricks that I have been taught by Cefaldo, by the guys over at the Finger Cave when I was over in the Finger Cave. There are a couple of workarounds that haven't really applied since 3.21, 3.22, and the beginnings of some of the crap that was in 3.23, although they mostly got that build pretty good, pretty right. But particularly 3.21, 3.22, there was a lot of memory exceptional handles whereby you'd hear the horror stories of this game. People would open up to complete this task, to interact, open up the elevator, and then no asset would load on the other side of the elevator. And because it was just a big black box, you're entering the same part of the map that's supposed to exist, but it's essentially a memory hole. And in doing so, you leave the area and state of play, and as a result, you push your character and that bit of chunk of memory and information past a point that the game can't read, because it hasn't been able to read the file that was probably being written to whilst trying to read it when it was called upon, hence the bug, and hence why this suddenly becomes the biggest death box known to man, which is why we have people in certain places falling through floors in elevator shafts just straight to their death. Or you'd attempt to get into a ship, and you'd get in your ship fine, and you'd fly out, and all of a sudden your ship would explode because it's hit an invisible wall. Potentially what I had earlier on today in 2 parts of my stream, where I've done these missions for quite a while now. I've got quite adept at Bajini to Area 18, and particularly finding the hangar and knowing my altitude and speed coming into the land here at Area 18 at Riker Memorial. And I know I didn't hit a building, and yet twice before I managed to get fully into my slowed down approach speed, I got 2 lag outs and then immediately spawn killed. Or it looked like I was spawn killed again. You can go back and see on the streams where that happened, and I'm up in air because apparently I've just died to nothingness. And this is what exceptional handles, when they fail, can cause, because the game can't keep up with processing this information, or it's the glitch and bug that then overwrites itself, sorts itself out, by which time it needs to catch up, and most self-correcting code in games across the board, regardless of the engine that you do, it just ends whatever's happening there, which means if you're not supposed to be there as a character, or that asset's not supposed to be there, it just deletes it and gets rid of it. And what does that mean in most games? You die. You die and respawn. It's as simple as that. Which, you know, I don't mind so much. A little bit annoying when you're mid-mission, and seemingly having a good time. So let's see if with this one... Oh no, we're on Bajini, aren't we? I don't need to request that hangar. I need to go to my contracts. We'll go through these contracts again. Let's see if hauling ass with the extremely small stuff. Where are you? Extra small. There's one. Yeah, there's a 10. We'll grab some of these first, and we'll see if we end up with the same instances happening with regards to the bugs that I encountered. It's going to be over 50, isn't it? Now these look very similar to the ones I was picking up earlier on. I'm pretty sure we had one where some of the small boxes I actually picked up were bugged, but I think they were bugged because of the 2 multi-tools that were in my freight warehouse inventory, and seemingly seems to have, from my death, from the bug issue that I had, they seemed to have attached themselves to the last place that there was a physical grid for them to attach to that wasn't already full, i.e. the cutter had boxes attached to the grid in it. You can't go into the inventory because you have to have manual access because it's an inventory screen. So the next closest place is the freight elevator. That's my assumption of how the asset is saved and applied in an instance where you just get taken out by the game bug. You hit a brick wall, it decides to delete you, and you respawn wherever, whatever. Because otherwise it needs to fully delete that particular item so it doesn't exist anymore. The problem with persistence, and particularly what we've noticed in this game, is that there's a lot of assets that don't just automatically despawn when they're not being used. They have to be cleared at the end of each day so that they don't take up so much memory that there's none left for the players to use. A case in point would be all of the boxes of the gowns, the medical gowns that everyone has when they spawn back into the game after a death and you've lost all your equipment and stuff. You're not running around naked, you're in a medical gown. The thing is that we have no use for that. So what do most people do? They don't put it in their inventory, it's useless, oh, we'll just dump it on the floor. Well, that generates a box. And that box then sits there, and sits there, and sits there, and sits there, and it doesn't go anywhere. Each time that happens, you have a few hundred players do that over the course of 6 to 10 hours on a server, and that's not even half a day. That's a lot of boxes that suddenly start cropping up all over the universe that are persistently taking up memory that can then cause problems. So I think some degree of snapping to a form of inventory space, if you are the designated owner or handler of said asset and item, it seems to stick to you and then end up in your inventory space. But as mentioned in previous versions, this caused issues and glitches, like the water glitch, where you can have infinite drink out of just 2 bowls. But this also breaks things in the inventory, where you then end up with items and assets that you've collected that you then cannot remove because although they technically exist, they've been removed, right? But you've still got the placeholder for them that they still exist in your inventory. Now, for some items I've noticed recently, since the end of 3.23 going into 3.24, it seems that those items are less and less in existence. They've managed to start removing some things, but if you happen to hit a bug, it re-engages this problem. I've noticed in my own inventory, since a wipe, I've not had this problem as much, and it seems that wiping, when we've had certain patches, seems to flush out the cache and memory of the persistent universe for both accounts, local side and server side, that appear to help resolve some of the problem. However, you don't want to have to wipe everyone's accounts back to basics just to achieve this as a function of the game, which it should be doing every time someone pulls themselves out of the game, quits the game, exits, leaves the server, whatever. And I think that's where some of these issues are appearing in the code that, like I've said before, propagate from server to server, that start causing more and more issues for people, and servers start going down, shards start going down, people get increasingly more and more bugged games as the code can't keep up and rectify itself and collate itself. So you end up with these really janky issues that you have to kind of backtrack around to figure out how to undo them. Luckily enough, the glitches and bugs that I encounter generally tend to be asset based and not necessarily to do with the attachment to my account. I think because I don't have so much in the way of purchases and persistent items I've bought that I need to keep hold of, which is an entirely different aspect of, well, at least you can recover them when you've bought them in the store and they're attached permanently to your account. But I think this is where convolution of the assets that are supposed to be available to everyone in the game without needing to buy in the shop can then conflict with the stuff that you have bought that's on your account, and the game's just got a little bit of sloppy read code, perhaps, in some of these database listings of who has what, when, where, and why, how they got it, and whether they should still have it. And then when the code catches up with itself and you go to use said item, you're not supposed to have it, or you have got it and it's still usable, but it's not the case anymore. It can, and itself causes a bug, you know? You end up with really weird, again, early 2000s type bugs when code was being developed to be this complicated, or to produce these complicated effects to some degree. When it comes to, what am I doing? That's not what I wanted to be doing. When it comes to complicated games like this, where you're trying to keep a persistent universe, where it doesn't matter where you are, everyone's version of the game is the same as the next person's, and you've got a concurrent, persistent experience across the whole board. It's a massive, massive task to try and pull off in any game, or in any game engine, or on any server, or with any server shard, and to do it whilst the game is running with, you know, a few 100,000 players across the world concurrently at any given time. I think it's quite impressive. But that's why we end up with issues like I've encountered on my stream earlier on. So, chalk with the cheese, the good with the bad. the beautiful with the ugly, it is what it is. So we're going to try and continue testing, playing. We've got 7 haulage tasks. We'll go for, let's start with that one. Let's do the 6 titanium from here. So this will be the first test. I completely forgot that I'm already at Virginie Point and the hangar in my ship. I was about to just fly back to Riker. Everything's coming from here to Riker, so we don't actually need to move anywhere. So the first thing we'll turn around and check and test is, having accepted these missions, is this screen now going to work? Are we now going to find the boxes of material in the warehouse? It's not looking good. And the answer would be no. Okay, so sustenance, container, all other categories, missions, all categories. There we go. There we are. So there's our answer. We've got the lowered freight manager. We have boxes to collect, and there are no boxes for us to collect. We are here at Virginie. It says 4 kilometers collect shipment from over there. Look. This is what happened last time. Boxes seem to now not be they seem to not be able to be attached to our warehouse inventories for collection. They're right next to the jump pads, the free jump pads for anyone outside. This is another issue as well, hangar queuing. I mean, I've only encountered it a couple of times previously before, but it seems to be persistently at the moment, suggesting that that's broken. Let's try tracking another. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Let's try tracking a different haulage. That's the 6. Let's try the 7. Let's track the 7. Yeah, no, that's still there. Apparently I've got damage on the front nose of my vehicle as well. Oh, it won't let me. Yeah, nice. Now we've got issues where I can't maintain my ship. See that? I can't get to the maintenance screen of my ship. That's a little annoying. Suggesting that I've still got issues with the persistence. And I'm still apparently... Okay. So, see how I'd loaded in? I didn't even notice until I've literally just turned it off. Before I said, oh, that's okay. I was still in quantum jump. When you start up your ship and call it out of the hangar, you're not supposed to already have that engaged. Suggesting that this ship is still in its state from my previous game. And yeah, I thought as much. Yeah. There we go. Doors aren't shutting properly. All sorts. Okay. So let's give ourselves a little bit of a scooch over to the other landing pad. It says collect shipment over here, but I can't see us being able to do that. Because I can't imagine how being over here. Yeah, I've seen this before. There are a couple of missions that I remember doing back in April last year. Again, part of the Thinker Cave. Where was it key cards? There was a certain mission that I was helping the guys with, in a large group, and we were all mucking around with. I think it was a ship that had been put into the game, and it was too large to be accepted by anything other than docking collars in the game. However, in putting these functions into the game, the docking collars only worked on a certain side of certain spaceports that had them. And if you did manage to land at one, trying to get it to be released by said docking collar and pull away from the space station was an absolute nightmare on its own scale. It would just destroy the ship, and you'd end up with crime stacks. You'd cause damage to the space station, which then becomes problematic, etc. So everyone learned to avoid docking collars for certain ships because they just refused to work. But in some of those bugs, they were generated not just from the things that were added with the ship and the docking collar to those stations, but also that patch update that included new missions at bunkers. Now, some of the coding for those bunkers and how missions finished and such, their endpoints would be return these particular 2 items or whatever to space stations, and you couldn't necessarily go to your hangar, because I think personal hangars were also a little bit bugged from this new coding, so you had to use these public jump pads. And also, their finish point would be like this. So this collect shipment is supposed to be in what was my hangar, because it's supposed to be attached to my freight warehouse elevator, right? Which is why that's the location. So when you see this, collect shipment here, and it's in the middle of this section of the space station, I can guarantee we are not going to be able to pick up any SKU boxes. Because when I land on here, if I land on here and I don't just trash my ship, if I end up landing on here and going into the space station, I'm either not going to be able to get to where that actual physical location is, or when I get there, there's going to be nothing there. So how would one get their cargo that's apparently there into their ship? And this is what presents the issue, which is how, in this state, we know that there is still an issue, there's still a bug with the current state of either the game or my account, and how the game is passing my account with regards to where I was the last time when the game did work. And it feels like the servers are trying desperately to catch up with themselves. See, so I'm not going to be able to get to that location because you come in here and you have to go in a lift to get anywhere. And then this is going to go whoosh lengthways or whoosh the other way. And we're going to end up... See, look, I can go all the way to my hangar. My hangar's in that circular bit where we've just come from. So what's going to be interesting is, if I go to the lobby, I wonder if we can get to where that physical location is. So we know... Yeah, I don't think we are, because I don't think... It looks like it might be in Cargo Central. But I doubt it. Oh, look, here's a classic example. Death. Absolute death. Oh, yeah. See how the artifacting of what would be part of the map generates an empty spatial box. Because when you're making a map with movable parts, it's not in the inventory, dude. This is what I'm explaining, because it's not there. The cargo is not in the inventory. It's not on the freight elevator. That's why I'm showing and explaining the issues we've had in previous versions where this exact bug has occurred, but because of other missions, where our endpoint hasn't been what it's supposed to be, which I also have streams up on my YouTube channel for those who want to try and go find out what I'm on about. There was an instance where we were just all floating out in space along the sides, the outsides of the space station, trying to figure out where the end marker is for, I think it might have been the medical boxes for one of the jump point missions. Oh no, it would have been way before that. Might have been way before that. I know it was when bunker missions first got put in and everyone was starting to collect armor. But there was a set of missions where we had to collect stuff, and we were going out to we were going out to places like, if I can tilt it up, you can go out to like Arc L2 or Arc L3 stations in the middle of like gas clouds and asteroid fields and shit, to end missions. That was back with Rocket, Zoe, etc. So I'm well aware of how the waypoint marker works. What I'm saying is that in this instance, it is now no longer attached like it was beforehand, where it was actually just saying go to your hangar because it should be in your hangar. Because again, I've got streams of this where the marker wasn't in the middle of Bajini Point, it was actually at my hangar. It was actually at the hangar. It was at the marker for the station. The marker from the station isn't where the collect shipment is when you're on approach, because it's dynamic. So there is a break. There's a break in the coding of how the spatial placement of the mission isn't correlating to where it's supposed to be spawning, which, as you're correct, Valdo, should be, when you accepted it, it should be in the local inventory. Wrong, it's not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be explaining this bug, and I wouldn't be showing that we can't get to where the shipment is supposed to apparently be, because that space on this space station either doesn't exist, or it's a place we can't get to, because it doesn't exist in my freight elevator for me to pick up. That's why I've landed, come out of my hangar, and gone and landed next to the collect shipment point to show that even if you went straight to the waypoint, you're never going to be able to pick up the cargo because you can't get to it. The mission is bugged. It's as simple as that. So now I need to figure out which pad I was at. Was that pad 1, 2, 3, or 4? Oh well, let's go find out if we can get back. I think it might be pad 1. See, I'm a couple hundred meters closer because I'm back to where I think I should be. No, I think I'm on the wrong pad. I'm the opposite side, I think. Oh no, there's my cutter. There's my cutter over there. If this is pad 1. Is it pad 1, pad 2, pad 3, pad 4? Can't remember. Let's figure it out. If not, we're just going to go through all 3 or 4 pads. Let's get pad 2, see if it gets us closer along. We should go that way. We should go forward. No, it took us to the other side. Okay, so we're on pad 3. We must be on pad 3. Yeah, I think so. Yes, we are. There we go. So yeah, so my EV, so this part of the station, you can't physically get into. So it doesn't even matter anymore. I also have a feeling that, I wonder if we can we run off the edge here? Oh, we can get off the edge? Yes, we can. We can EV. Yes, baby. So, yeah, this was something that we were doing in the Finger Cave. That, I remember us doing this out Arc L2 or somewhere out that direction. Somewhere between Microtech and Arisen. But we were doing stuff like this to turn around and try and find where the endpoint was for one of the missions, one of the mission items that needed to be offloaded. And you physically couldn't get to it. And even if you did, before the bug actually broke that particular mission, you only had to be within the vicinity for it to accept that you had the item on you, and it would complete. Because the actual item for that completion of it was bugged. When they actually patched it and fixed it, you needed to place the item at that waypoint. I can't remember if it was the locker the machine that takes it or something. But I remember it didn't matter who had the item or how it was interacted with. The game did not take and collect that item with that machine to allow you to complete the mission. So the mission was bugged. You ended up with an item that you couldn't use, had no use, you couldn't sell it. You were just stuck with it in your inventory. Oof. Yep, that'll do. Mr. Iron Man. So, let's go back to my warehouse. It's not GTA, motherfucker. but it's getting damn close. Oh, that's slow. Oh, that's really slow. Oh, that's so slow, that hurts. Yeah, okay, we've got some real issues today. At least my ship isn't bugged, and at least my inventory, for the most part, isn't bugged. It might just be the bottles of water at the moment, because I can still, like, attach things to, like, the multi-tools and what have you. So we know that that's not bugged. Not entirely bugged, anyway. Oh, well, I fucked that. Fuck that up. I completely forgot that there's a lip there. So let's go back over and see if a second landing, or rather, let's see if a spawn from here, spawning at Bajini Point, and then see if spawning at Bajini Point itself, coming outside, and then resetting the hangar by coming out and letting it locate or be given to someone else, etc. Blah 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 blah. Let's see if coming back in will help trigger any of the boxes, because the issue I have at the moment, if you're still watching Cefaldo or anyone else who happens to be watching, the issue that I have at the moment is I've accepted, what is it, 7? I think it's 7, isn't it? I've accepted 7 box missions that I should be able to do from this particular station, like I've been doing when I've been doing these. Oh, yep, someone's noisy hangars in progress. I should be able to keep, rinse and repeat doing what I've been doing for the past, what, 4 or 5 sessions in Star Citizen. So let's find out. I've come back to the hangar. I've not spawned, well, I've spawned here, I've gone out, it's been reallocated to someone else, so it's not my hangar anymore, and I've come back. I accepted the missions whilst I was here, though, so there's a high chance that it's just not going to spawn the boxes in for me, because it thinks that it has spawned them in. Oh, I'm way over. What? Okay, there you go, there we go, there we go. We've got a serious bug issue there, look at that. I wasn't parked that way round. That's very interesting. Okay, let's see how bugged we're at. Okay, we're too bugged to lift the ship. But that now means that I haven't taken off. I am out the back deck. You know what? Let's see if gotta love alpha games for a bit of testing. But when you want to make headway, oh my god. It is! It classed it as landing, so let's store it. Let's store it. You're gonna take me a while to retrieve? No, no you're not. Cool, so we'll retrieve it. What's this doing now? Cheesing it. I'm glad it's still counted as being landed, but the fact that it ripped through, this shouldn't exist anymore if that was real. No, there you go. I have no boxes. Usually they're greyed out and in a list here to show me how many I have. I have no boxes despite having 7 SKU missions. So I appreciate what you're saying, Cefaldo. Doesn't mean that it's the case. The case, especially when you're dealing and explaining with bugs that have been happening since yesterday. Which again, you told me about there being issues in Stanton because everyone's in Pyro, and you know the thing. I get that a lot of development's probably headed over that direction, but there appear to be issues with whatever's being implemented hotfix wise whilst this game is running on the servers and the shards for people to play. It's causing issues in Stanton all over the shop, which again, not having just been informed by other players, but also seeing things on Facebook, on Instagram, posts on the forum. There should be boxes here. There are no boxes. I have how many missions? How many contracts do I have? 7. So where are all of these boxes? When they're all from Bajini Point, 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 from Bajini Point to Riker. I'm definitely at Bajini. If you're watching the stream, you just see me get out of Bajini Point, go in there, go to one of the pads and re-enter the station. I mean, again, you get some of the good with the bad when it comes to a game like this, particularly in alpha stage. But it does present issues when you are trying to earn cash to be able to get a ship in the game. That here we go. So now we've induced another. There's another bug now. We've induced another bug right here. Oh, do you know what? Let's store you. Do I risk bringing the Titan up to here? I may have to. I may have to. Trying to think. This is interesting. Yeah, that took longer to appear as well. Yeah, if I do... No, we'll stick to the one ship. We'll go back down to 18. Area 18. And we might have to just sack off these boxes, because they just don't exist. Filter, missions, all categories, on, expand. There is nothing in this list. Whether the damn thing's up or down, there are no SKU boxes. So it's allowing me to accept contracts, but it's not propagating the assets required for the contracts to be fulfilled. That's a little disturbing. But I suppose it is what it is. And there's nothing on here. No, because I got rid of the items. Okay. So let's get in this bad boy. Excuse me. My back door. Is my back door bust? I think my back door's bust. Yeah, we're gonna say that's bust. Okay. So we're now starting to play, and there's going to be more and more bugs being induced into my profile. Oh, this is going to break so hard at some point. Okay, so yeah, look at that. I've got so much damage to the front, and I've not even... Well, I'm missing my fins, but that's because I... Oh no, I did smash the front. Well, alright, yeah, thank you. Let's get the fudge out of Rog. Let's get down to area 18. Oh, yeah, I suppose before I take off, let's... wrong one. Let's try on the old mobiglass again. Can I repair? Oh, did you see that? I was apparently refilling my hydrogen without having clicked on the button. That's interesting for auto repair. That's not supposed to happen either. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. So there are some instances of this game which it's not completing certain coded tasks so that the game actually follows its own completion protocols before it compiles and writes to file, which is interesting. Again, I've seen this before. This is a little on the lighter side than some of the issues that previous build versions had, for sure, which some of those made it pretty much unplayable, which are the horror stories you hear about this game. Do not get me wrong. But to be fair, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, it's going to be temporary. My assumption is they just need to take everything offline and just reset cache every single server and server shard that they do have, and just have 48 hours where not one person in their player base can play, completely clear of the entirety of the cache. upload the build version that actually works for 4.0 across the board, hotfix everything, and then start again. Because again, concurrently running a server or servers and shards, and with local accounts and workstations, people who run office blocks and buildings who in IT know how bad of an issue this is, where there's a reason servers go down like this and can't handle things because they're constantly writing to open in-use files. Something's got to give at some point, because memory, despite it being ones and zeros, it's still going to corrupt somewhere along the line, and that corruption interferes with how coding is supposed to operate. And if operations can't complete properly, you end up with bugs, and those bugs start to then interfere and cause more bits and bytes to break and not be handled correctly, which causes more errors, and it's just a knock-on effect. Which then, when you're saving it to temporary memory, like a cache, it just then overwrites whatever new code, fresh code that's supposed to be good and working. It just overwrites it with the previous version that didn't. So you're constantly fighting an uphill battle, right? Which appears to be the current loop that the past 48 hours of me trying to play this game seems to have been. Again, there are telltale signs that because it's not severe, it's more going to be server side, I think. Because when I've had more account local side issues, I've had a way worse experience. That's when you start seeing glitches that affect you based on what your hardware settings are, or what your file tree makeup is, with what your access time is on your hard drives. You start to get into some really crunchy kind of issues with this game, with how it delivers its persistence through your connection and logged inness on the server and such. You can get some really wacky glitches that are just, it makes the game so unenjoyable and unplayable. That's where you hear the horror story of the person leaving for 2-3 months, uninstalling the game, blah blah blah, taking a break, whatever. Which I appreciate, I get that. I would do. I have. I think 319 to 320 was probably my biggest one. I got the game just to work, just so, on my new PC and my new rig, got it working just so I could play with Mort, so I could play with Cefaldo, both of them introducing me to the game. Great fun for the first 6 to 8 weeks, and then boom, they patched out something in 319 after Luminalia, and it broke something that in my inventory made my game almost unplayable. It then started to muck around with my graphics settings because they changed how some of the graphics draw rates and stuff were supposed to work with more concurrent graphics cards rather than just operating off a base set of drivers that they'd modified. You know, all those sort of things that had a massive knock-on effect for myself and my particular setup with the particular settings that I'd found to get this game to work and run in a smooth fashion back when it was a lot more buggy, base build buggy. The game engine was definitely nowhere near as complicated, or even if it was, it didn't have a lot of stuff turned on, and the interactions of a lot of things weren't tracking correct, like some of the AI for the NPCs, the way that trams and the transport systems worked in this game, just broken. If you were on one and it went through the wall or the ceiling or the floor, good luck, because if you started a Microtech, it means you were barely ever going to make it to the hangar, which is a shame, because that's how you needed to get into the game to do anything, get to the hangar and stuff. This is where I got spawn lag killed last time, so no, it's not happening this time. Okay, well, we'll put that one down to connection issues earlier, but the fact that it happened in the same place twice suggests that that might not have been the case, and it was more game side. Oh, we got a bit of roll going on. Oh, no, you can cut the fuck off. Why am I going in at such a sideways? Why have I got such a... Oh, I know why. I didn't take it out of QT. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we're back at Area 18, where we belong. Now, we've got we've got all of these skew missions that I can't interact with because the skew that is supposed to be in my freight elevator, obviously it's not going to appear here. I'm at the wrong station. This is all my inventory, lovely jubbly. But just for shits and gigs, let's go to missions, all categories of missions. Well, there's my pre-mission win personal inventory stuff, right? So we know my inventory at the very least is working to the best it can in this situation. I'm pretty sure we haven't fixed this bug, because why have I got a fuse in my hand? That's from my ship. That's not supposed to be there. I wonder if that's what's causing the door problems. Anyway, we'll take off my... Oh, it's going to be like that now, is it? Because I haven't got a... Alright, well, I'll tell you what. We'll put my helmet on the floor. We'll put the drink in my hand. Oh, okay. Now, this didn't happen earlier. It did not want to appear in my hand. Can we drink? Oh, we can hydrate ourselves. Mwah! Okay, so we know that I've managed to undo the issue I had with my Cruise Lux water bottles, whereby inducing that glitch and then having clearly a server issue on pulling out from the last session that I used that glitch in to the new session for this year caused an issue whereby these bottles did not work. Every time I tried to put one in my hand, the animation, the attachment to the asset to my hand didn't work, and it would elasticate itself back to wherever it had come from in my inventory. Couldn't do anything with them. So we now know that the bottles work. That's good. So that's at least one thing sorted, right? So let's place you there. This is my hangar, so it don't matter anyway. For those who are a little bit recycle conscious, the question is can I get my helmet back? Yes, I can. Equip. Right. Okay. So that's good news. I managed to get my bottle back. So, okay. If that's the case, then that suggests that when the bugs started to first happen... Yeah, right, okay. Can I... Right. I think it may have something to do with these two micro tools. The one I'm carrying that's not attached to my leg but on my person, and the one that I couldn't physically pick up off the elevator using an action, interact, the F key. I had to physically lift it up as it was an item with the pyro tool that was on my person. Right, okay. Yes, okay, so this is the right one. Right, if that's the case, I wonder if having these items on me are what's causing the issue. Because a bugged item that's from a previous iteration of your save state is potentially carrying over the bug you're trying to eradicate. So I need to get rid of these two. So if I just drop them here and they disappear, I shouldn't have placeholders in my armor, and they should just disappear from existence. Because I found it odd that I couldn't interact with the one that was on my elevator unless I physically tractor beamed it up off the floor. It didn't want to interact with it. But that's always a telltale sign that that item is broken, and possibly from a broken iteration of your game. So, right, let's try it again, shall we? So first things first, I'm going to try and figure out where the fuck does this fuse go. Oh yeah, it goes there, doesn't it? So let's, yeah, I know it's not an appropriate item. I'm not after that. I'm after the open. And then I want to put that in my hand. Yeah. And then when it's in my hand, don't tell me I've dropped it. Oh, you fucking what, mate? Okay, so I've now lost a fuse. Which is why that's now not going to shot. Great. Oh, there it is. Place. Yeah, sit the fucker in. Wow. Animation's taking a little while to catch up, I assume. Yeah? No? Yeah? No? No? Yeah? Yeah? No? Yeah, okay, whatever. That's working. That's still open. It shouldn't still be open. Let's go back. Let's go back. Hour in. Let's go back and see if going back to Bajini Point is going to help me with the box missions. Yeah, hangar request is... Yeah. I swear to God, if this game's... There we go. Yeah. We're getting more responsiveness from the ship. That's a good sign. We just can't close the back again. Well, that was a bug that we did work through and with when it was Christmas time. So we'll see how this goes. Let's get right up into the atmosphere. Get this thing turned on. Come on. Come on. There she be. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's definitely a bit smoother. Yeah, it might be. But we're going to bring that down to 50. 450. Why not? We're doing this in the dark again. We get to 12 or just under 12k because that's our distance for hail at Bajini. Hence the ring of lights around it. Safe zone, as it were. And you should now ping to the left of this ring. There's my hangar. Brilliant. So we now bring it down by one roll of the mouse wheel. Another roll of the mouse wheel. Give us a bit of a roll round. Yeah, I know I'm going to be a bit close. Bring it down again. Get some of that strafe off with a bit of the left. Oh, we got a bit of artifact there. Let's bring that right down, right down, right down. Clicking it down. Maybe a bit too much. It was a bit slow, but nice approach, I suppose. There's our beauty. There she be. Rolling off. Bit strafe. Get the old... Okay, so now our gear is working as intended. Take the cruise control off. That's not responding as well as it should, but oh well, whatever. So, this is where we would usually land. So let's get there. I'd say that's about where we need to be, roughly. So let's get out now, and let's see if the boxes have managed to return to the inventory, or show up in the inventory, in the warehouse now, the freight elevator, sorry, on that panel. Because they certainly weren't when we were here first. And we can prove that because I've got it recorded on stream, right? So let's have a look. No. There is no skew in my inventory here. So, contract missions for haulage, just to forewarn anyone, at the moment, in Stanton at the very least, sorry guys, but it seems like, from my personal experience, cargo missions from Area 18, Riker Memorial Station to Bajini, or in reverse, the skew boxes for the missions, when you accept the contract, are not being attached to your inventory in the freight manager at either end. Hence why I can't see, even if like I've got the mission filter on, I clear the filters, there's nothing here. Alright? And that's with this lowered, or with it raised. Which means, and this is complete, there we go, nothing. Which means that coming into here and into here, all these contracts are useless because I cannot complete any of them. The question is though, is that what is my reputation? Do we even have reputation in the game at the moment? I don't think we do. If that's the case, I am going to, I know I shouldn't, but let's submit these as empty and completed. Because they were submitted and they have been individually completed at least twice. Maybe with different skew amounts, but I've definitely done them over time, right? So now the hauling contract's in here. So here's the test, right? Here's the test. Let's find one of the same. Example. The corundum. The corundum from Bajini Point, 0 to 10 skew. Right? We'll accept... No, let's do a smaller one, actually. Maybe this one. It's aluminium. Not aluminum. Aluminium. Carbon for 9 skew. No, let's do the titanium that's 6 skew. Let's accept that. So I'm doing this, and it tracking. This, contract accepted, has all come up, top right screen, etc. blah blah blah. So it should now be attached to my inventory here. It should be here, unghosted. It should be ghosted, even until this, I bring the elevator down. And then it should be selectable. There is no skew here. Cargo missions are bugged. That's the general consensus currently. Cargo missions are currently bugged. Because I can't deliver the shipment, because the shipment is not being given to me in my inventory. So we'll submit that one. I hope that doesn't ruin my standing. That's gonna suck. Okay, so if that's the case, and it is what it is, let's do something else.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage.
Let's store you. Oh no, I'm at Bajini, aren't I? I am. I should really do this from Area 18. That's silly. Oh! Yeah, okay, we've got some serious bugs. That went down and didn't move. It's still not Excuse me. There is no ship, and it's still moving into storage. Okay, so you can see how we're starting to see and experience the lag of the game's code trying to... There we go. It's trying to rectify itself, and it just can't keep up. Which, in this game, with server persistence and server meshing, those that are seasoned, should we say, with the effects of this game. And I'm someone who notices patterns quite easy and such. Having gone through a few game engine iterations over the past 2 or 3 years, with my own experiences with my own hardware and how I know games to actually work, and having unpacked and uncompressed this game and its assets to have a look and see how it's made, how it's built, what they're doing and utilizing to make this all possible, etc. And my previous home brewed experience with modding games in the past growing up to Unreal Engine 3, just before 3, or just into 3. I think it was just into 3, but I didn't get on with 3. It was because I didn't have a machine to utilise it at the time. But I definitely remember Unreal 2.5, so it shows I'm old hat, right? But when it comes to compilation of assets and file trees and stuff, and you're trying to see how a game runs and reads from its assets and blah, 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 blah. There are certain telltale signs of when this game is going to jank itself, either with an update whereby things get gradually and progressively more and more broken, and you start to see and find more and more glitches, and they change from each time you end up jumping online and coming back offline, etc. In this instance, we're seeing the difference, or the latency between the operation of interaction to the completion of a saved state object. So in this instance, how long it's taking for the asset to go into the hangar, for the hangar to say it's stored, and for the animation to complete and to get rid of the item. As we saw briefly there, I looked up from the console to see why it was taking so long. It was still there, and then it just immediately evaporated, immediately disappeared, because then it completed the operation, but then output on that screen that, oh, it's stored. But it was already stored. It had been stored for 10 seconds or so. So we can deduce either the animation is the one that's in slow congruence, the save state, which I think, or the way that the save state coding for this is operating seems to have issues in keeping up, or we've got an interaction piece of interactive coding. When you interact with something and you expect it to do something, a function command, if you like, I'll like say Alt N. Can I Alt N? Oh, it completes that command perfectly fine. So that's working as intended. It's when we get into the bigger things, like the doors in my ship, or the ship itself as an asset, or the fleet manager in the hangar, or in this instance, the contracts not applying the assets. It seems to be an asset writing issue that Star Citizen is currently suffering from in Stanton, because I can't get the items I need in my inventory to complete the missions that I've selected. The same as how the asset, my ship, cannot be saved in the right correct time frame, where we're watching lag of everything that's involved in that. The selection of the screen, telling the command to do such a thing, the command taking place, and its completion, and the asset removal that is involved in that interaction. So we can see that there's an asset writing save state issue currently in Stanton in this game for whatever reason. And it appears to be affecting ships, items in inventory, which your items in inventory and the ships are like the biggest thing in this game. Now, I know that the focus has been on what's going on over in Pyro and all the additions to that, and that system seems to be working fine. All the reports from other players, such as Bafaldo, are stating that it seems to be working fine. But in the migration of stuff happening over there, clearly whatever's happening on the back end, the stuff that we don't necessarily know about, the hot fixes that happened live, etc., It appears that whatever's happened in that regard seems to have broken things elsewhere in the standard, we'll call it standard, portion of the game. Standard Stanton, this original area. So, you know, it was a little bit of troubleshooting from just understanding how games work, how files read and write, and pass things into memory and recall them and save them. With the effects that we see and the items that we can interact with, and either induce a bug and glitch, or witness one in action, versus what I did earlier, where I was able to have a workaround, which isn't really that much of a workaround. It's a little bit of a cheat, because I'm relying on the cache that it exists to pull out the correct version of my file, my save state that I need to apply elsewhere. That creates the carbon copy. I work from the carbon copy, fixing what I believe to be the issue in it, and then jump that copy as I come out. That's the new save state that I then put back onto the original server. So hence why I think I've managed to undo a couple of the bugs, like what was going on with the ship, the door's not working, especially the back door, but also the water glitch, getting rid of the two items from the session that didn't clearly exit properly from the server shard that worked before these bugs. That clearly had a persistent carryover for items in my inventory, which was why yesterday trying to select anything in my inventory was a nightmare, and selecting it wouldn't have its intended purpose to me onto my person or anything like that. What else didn't I get much out of? Oh yeah, my extra purchases at Bajini, so that I would have some tools to do these missions with. Clearly those purchases had an impact on my inventory as well, because when I started to spawn die earlier today, the items that I'd bought yesterday were locked, and again I couldn't do anything with most of those multi-tools. They wouldn't attach to my guy properly, or if I was trying to select them and move, they were elastic and springy. So you know, it was getting, you can start to see and troubleshoot some of the issues that are occurring just by looking at what they do and what effect it has on your game. Having removed some of them, I've managed to undo some of the bugs that became persistent issues. But that's not too bad. That's pretty good, right? Now though, we're getting to the meat and bones of, okay, so I've managed to fix my character, as it were, and their account. What I haven't managed to overcome is the ability to be able to fix the interactive component of the missions, so that I can actually play the game and do missions and earn money. So in a little bit of a quandary with that one, that's for sure. Now we need to find, where's the star, where's the base, where's the green lights? The green lights are not here. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Oh, cool. Area 18, I am here. I think, where are you? You're somewhere over here, I think. See if I can try and land pretty much blind. There you are. It's the shape we're looking for. The question is it the correct shape? It might not be. Oh, that's interesting. Right. Now we've got to do some low flying because I think I'm in the wrong part of the sky. I know I'm after lights, and I'm after, ideally, green tall tower. Don't think it's anywhere close, that's the only problem. Mainly because... Ah! You're a good sign. It's looking better. Maybe I was going in the correct direction. Question now is, though, am I going to be anywhere near where I need to be without flying into anything so that I can land? And the thing is that... I think I'm a little bit far off. I'm a little bit out. Ah! That looks a bit better. Oh, that's a building. Yeah, okay. Right. Why am I nowhere near where I'm supposed to be landing? Why am I out? Oh, I'm at the edge of the refinery stuff, aren't I? Oh, god damn it! Well, the only problem with Area 18, if you don't have waypoint stuff on, you are going to struggle at night time to find where you're supposed to land. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be over there. But I know what this game's like. Especially when we're contending with bugs, because the other things that I've had before that are slightly buggy is when you're right on top of the station you're supposed to be flying to, and you can't hail them. And because you can't hail them, you can't actually land at them because it doesn't assign you a hangar. So you end up in this horrible situation where you can't land where you want to land. And give promotes a few issues, because, you know, fuck. I don't really want to be flying all the way around Area 18, to be totally honest. I just want to know where I'm supposed to be landing. I can't see it in this night sky. Because unless you've got the marker, there isn't really any telltale sign of where to head. And I've hailed enough right now for it to have potentially shown me. So the fact that I'm still not getting any landing markers is very disturbing. It suggests that I'm out of range. Which, if I'm out of range, I'm in the wrong direction. The issue with that is that... How am I going to find my way home? You know what? No. That's what we're going to have to do. Maybe I've come in at the wrong section. Yeah, I'm still apparently closer to Bajini Point. What the fuck? How does that work? I've come down to the wrong part of the planet. That's why. Oh, what an idiot. Welp. It is what it is. Let's try it again. Let's get back up to Bajini and then jump back. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, dude, we're way off. If we are now directly under Bajini Point, our point of reference is screwed. But then, to be fair, yeah, okay, our point of reference was a bit screwed. That's our core, that's the planet itself. I want Area 18. I bet I can't jump to it, can I? Nope, nope. Right, that's not one I can grab. Right, that's just a comma ray. Where did all the points go? That's one. I suppose it's not going to give him to me now. Oh, and that's the problem. If you can't... yeah, yeah, okay. No, if that's the case, we're only a Bajini. Let's just fucking land a Bajini. So now we've got this incredible issue. I can't turn around and take contract missions because I'm not getting the items. I need to take a contract issue here so that I can actually get back to Area 18. Oh, this is tragic. And if that's the case, I'm gonna fly away a little bit. Hope nothing's in the way. Oh, I hate doing this. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Let's find the extra small. Let's ruin shit some more, shall we? Extra small. From Virginia to there. Yep, cool. Okay, we'll get the waypoint. That means I should be able to now. Ah, there she be. That's where I needed to be. I was so far out. It was unreal. Let's get fucking back down there. But yeah, how annoying. How annoying that Stanton appears to be a little broke. Also, I've taken 65... I'm only at 65% health. What? Why is that? That can't have just been from when I EV'd earlier on outside the station and then just landed on the deck, surely. Interesting. Well, it is what it is. Sucks though, because that means until this is probably patched or they decide to reset the servers, and I mean all the servers, all the shards, and empty their cache listing, then this is going to be a persistent ongoing issue, I think, where this part of the game is going to be a little bit bust. That's going to make things a little bit depressing though, because then you got people like myself who don't have access to large sums of money or budgets to be able to purchase new ships in the store to try out. We got to grind in the game through the mechanics afforded to us. Unfortunately, those mechanics currently don't work. So no progress, no grind can be made. That sucks. That sucks a bit. Especially then that was going to be my aim to, you know, within a week or two of this year, have that Drake Vulture to start showing salvage runs. Because ideally I wanted to show content where if you haven't got a budget and you like the idea of Star Citizen, but you've got a rig that can play it, I'd like to have gone through as a, you know, casual player and someone who himself does not have a lot of money to spend on a game like this, how to get into Star Citizen for, you know, the most modest budget possible. So, you know, getting yourself a cheap game package, showing you don't need to spend loads of money in the store to get a ship like the Cutter, where you've got space so you can turn around and do some of the other missions where you're not just limited by the initial starter ship of the game package. And then through those two, how long it would take to grind, doing some of these in-game missions to be able to afford what I personally think is your next port of call for a ship that can earn and make money. You could go either way. You could go into mining and get a mining ship, or go into salvage and get a salvage ship like the cutter, right? I prefer the cutter. I like the way it looks. I like the way it handles. I like the sound, just everything about it. I love the cutter. The vulture, sorry. The vulture, the Drake vulture is what I actually meant to say there. I mean, I suppose you could go for a prospector if you wanted to go into mining. That would have been my next ship. And then I'd have had the cutter for my storage for the cargo missions, the small cargo missions up to 10 SKU. I could have probably used the vulture on some because it's got a larger cargo space. It can handle slightly bigger boxes. I assume the prospector can. That was a ship I was going to need to look into and test, because the last time I saw that was when it was first put into the game. And Cefaldo had one. And again, a few instances of bugs again come back to my memory of 319 and 320, and how at the time you could control from the co-pilot seat the operations of the first person, because the secondary command seats, the co-pilot seats that you could enter, the animation and stuff worked for them fine, but they were just clones of the pilot seat. So literally everything was just carbon copy cloned from there to the next part of the model, and that meant that I could switch on and off his power, his shields, his weapons, and take control. Plus, if you did that and then switched them back on, it relinquished control briefly from the primary player whose ship it was. So it made theft of said ship quite easy, which is why they almost immediately, within a week, locked out those functions and those codes for secondary co-pilot seats and screens in all ships. But then that's when we started to encounter other issues, because obviously they just locked out a load of code that applies to those assets that are in there but are now not being used. But it still means that there are issues for the code that could still, because it still existed, it could still cause issues, even though it wasn't in use, because the game's still got to turn around and read and write a file that has it in there, even if it's not being used, interacted with, and activated. So, you know, it's double-edged sword to doing these kinds of things. That's why I always want your code to be as clean as possible. Otherwise you just induce errors. Oh, come on, give me my... You're right here. Come on, Igor Vandal. Land. Yeah, I know my estimated weight is that. Land, go in your ship. Your hangar. Give me mine. Give me my hangar. Give me my hangar. You wanna... Give me a hangar. Space. No? No? Hey, there we go. Well, at least I've got my ship back home. That's a bonus. A little bit annoyed that the past hour and a half has just been trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work, compared to earlier on's stream and such, where just so many things didn't work at all. But we're going to put stuff away properly. See, stuff like this should not be taking this long. The fact that it is suggests that something isn't... It's trying to work through its list of codes that need to be finished first before this interact code can start and then complete, because that's how code works. Just jump past one unless you specifically told it to jump past that block of code to complete first whatever's after it, for it to then come back to that. But that's how operations work. That's how Boolean loops work. However, this is waiting for something else to complete before it even begins to show me my list. So clearly there's an inconsequence in the list, and it can't figure out how to output the information because it's just hanging. So it can't process what the fuck's going on there.
Goodbye.
So let's try again.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
This isn't good.
Please visit us again.
Why would you do that? No. I'm gonna warn you. You can be warned. No, that's not it. One, you're getting timed out. Karma 9280. Wait in your 5 minutes before you end up posting some bullshit in my stream. Who do you think you are? No one's gonna pay for it and buy it. Like, why would you do that?
Welcome to the
So
ASOC
yeah,
vehicle
we've still got
retrieval system.
code that isn't completing here yet.
Please visit us again.
Yeah, I would visit you again, but that suggests that either the ship is bugged or the hangar is. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to be the ship, isn't it? It's going to be the ship. Okay. I don't have let's have. I hear someone rumbling boxes. That's what I wish I was doing. I wanna, yeah, switch the whole ship off. Let's switch the whole ship off. That's the whole shebang done then. And if the whole thing is done, let's just double check. I haven't got anything. No, we've got rid of the items that were crashing things. Right, I'm gonna open the door. Thank you. Can this close? It can. Okay. So now it's in its docile state.
Welcome.
Do you now
to the
work?
ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
No. Okay, so I now can't. Yeah, okay.
Please visit us
So
again.
I can't access the fleet manager. That's not good. That means that maybe the two items I did drop, the two what's-its over here that now don't exist, having dropped them in my hangar, has not been a good idea. Because now that just means that
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
I have items in my hangar that are dead items, that are just basically placeholders, that are actually part of bugged code. That's a carryover from the last session that was working correctly, that didn't leave my it didn't leave the server properly. As a result, I've now got items that are potentially bugged that are on my account or on my person that I now cannot get rid of having dropped them in this hangar around the corner, whether they just disappeared out of my inventory. Just a telltale sign that you've got issues with asset management. Is that one of them? That's one of them. That's one of them. And pick up one. The one dropped on the floor. The other one is the one that's bust. Right. We can pick up the one that's good. Does that mean I can... No, I didn't think it would. Okay, so I've just put it away. It's now probably overwritten my actual... No? Okay, so you put it away. Where did you put it? Oh, and I've got my pistol back. Interesting. I didn't have my pistol on me earlier. Huh. So are we now getting closer to what is causing the issue? Or are assets just appearing and disappearing because things are bugged? No? Well, either that or it was a ghost item. It's one of the ones that's bugged because it's actually from the other account, and I've just consolidated one of the bugged items, which happened to be my multi-tool, perhaps. Because the one I picked up did not have the tractor beam attachment in it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw a bigger space in this, and I clicked, and it didn't do anything. So, that's the one that's actually on the side of my person, right? There, on that leg. My pistol, however, that's not been there the whole day, and it's only just come back. Interesting. But nothing in my inventory to show for it. And whilst I was over here, it didn't go into this inventory either. Although I am just in armor. And bear in mind, I do have singulars of the purchases. There you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? There's 5. With one of these missing, because I have one on me that I'm using. And we've just lost one that supposedly was bugged, but it's just consolidated. Hence why it's just disappeared. Everyone saw that on stream? Can't just be me.
Welcome. Please visit us again. Welcome to the ASOC
Now,
vehicle retrieval system.
I don't think... No, I didn't think we would. Okay, well, that sucks bosons, because that means I can't put my ship away. It has landed. It is, yeah, it is on. What's it? Just didn't look like it. Cool, so I can't put my ship away. At least not in my hangar. So, let's fully quit game. I've got no choice, really. That's a shame. I was really hoping I could go around and do some cargo missions there. That's a pain in the arse. Actual pain in the arse. But what do you get there? What do you get there? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what do you know? That's just how it is. So, that's that one. I guess, let's go back to what we were doing earlier. Which, in this instance, it's back to Call of Duty. So, let's... oh. Let's do that and that and that. Let's just do that. Let's get that going. Get that there. Let's just do that. Now, hopefully that'll turn around and build up. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. Yep. Cool. Well, I mean, it is what it is. These things happen, like, but what a pain. I mean, to be fair, I suppose it could be worse. The game could have broken, could have turned around and chucked out a 19k error or a 30k error of some description. I'm lucky that I think I've only ever seen a couple of 19ks personally. Oh, I've only seen a 30k like 2, maybe 3 times myself when it's happened to me. I've only been soft locked out of my account once, maybe twice. I think the second time I had to wait for it to be patched before I could play again, or until a workaround was found. Can't remember which. It was a while ago now. Pretty sure it was like somewhere in 3.22. I know it was before 3.23 came out, and I was screwing that I couldn't use my Luminalia stuff because that was the shit that was janked. But it is what it is, eh? Anyway. Oh, look at that. 200 zombie eliminations with LMGs. Okay, then. I mean, we're currently leveling up the Model L. I mean, it is what it is, right? Let's change these out. Let's get this going. You can go back to Killjoy. Alcoholic. Yeah, we'll do that. Cashback. No, we'll do you. Do you there. And then I want to swap you out with you. I mean, that's, yeah, okay. We got any? Yeah, we got 10 of those. Yeah, fuck it, because we don't know if we're going to end up with a, don't know if we'll end up with a, a desync. That's what I was trying to get out of my brain. I couldn't even remember what it was called. Oh, his cough. Oh, we're nearly done with Deadwire, so that's good news. So I guess we'll just keep smashing the zombies in Liberty Falls, getting the daily challenges, I suppose. Wasn't this? I can't remember if I'd. Yeah, I had. There we go. Yeah, movement speed and all that jazz needs to be up on there, so I need the balance start. I can't even remember which grip on it, which one it was. Aim down start speed, yeah. Marksman grip, you know, use aim type focus, yeah. Yeah, massive suppressor, yeah. Yeah, classic. Why's our boy accessory not? Oh, there's a little bubble. Bitter blizzard. Mm-hmm. Piggy bank, yeah. Do you know, I quite like the rose for this one. Sticker 3. Oh. Wow, resolution to that's grand, isn't it? Look at him. Happy holidays. Yeah, you can't see the bastard. Look at that. How terrible that is. Jesus. Oh, I'll put that on instead. Whatever. Whatever. It will do. It will do. It will do. It will do. Now, let's... do we want to... Or do I prestige? No, because I'll lose the weapon, won't I ever do? 45 minutes. Yeah, I probably should. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's stick it on. Let's go, go, go. Select mission, standard, play solo, squad fill off, Liberty Falls, because why the fuck not? Let's go! Let's see if we can get this thing unlocked first and foremost. Get that level up. It's a good point actually. What do I need to do for this loadout? Oh, I didn't even see what mod. Damn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this isn't in Liberty Falls. Oh, I suppose it could be. In the back entry or somewhere.
Rapid Response Team Alpha, Security Chief Blanchard.
Here we go. Let's see what you're saying, zombies. And then, boys. Crunch. You got.
Body cams live.
You got. You got. You got. You're all gonna get got. Oh my god. Wake up, zombie. Oh yeah, baseball bat's up. Nice. Yeah, and yeah, a double and. You were saying, my friend? Yeah, I'll take that shit. All day, every day.
Search the area. We've got 3 Janus Science personnel missing. Their knowledge is critical to mission success. We take care of our own.
Yeah, I'm sure you do take care of your own. You're military. Black Ops military always takes care of their own.
That's right. You hit me, I hit back.
Bit Shaun of the Dead. Don't stop me now. Having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Zombie, don't stop me now. Oh. Purdy. Very purdy.
You know, the people who lived here trusted us. We failed them. I can't even explain how.
Bong, bong. Oh, hello. Bye-bye. I shouldn't laugh, because at one point these were actually people, I suppose, but then whatever happened and an outbreak occurred and people died. It became these monstrosities, but... Oh yeah.
Who wants an omelet? I'm cracking lots of eggs.
Nope. Thanks. Where's the last one? Come on. Come on. Come on. Yep. Nice. So where are they going to come from then? Huh? Huh? How much insta-kill am I going to get out of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Oh. I'll have that.
Max armor.
Oh. Yes, the reload. Come on then. Oh, it's terrible, that last one. Oh. You lost your head. You lost your head good and proper. We got any more? No, we got no more armor to use up. Still got the self-revive, that's good. In the head. In the head. Yeah, come on then, come on then. Sure they're not going to fucking spawn behind me. I know what this game can be like. I want as many points as I possibly can get. Oh yeah, on the low ammo.
Throwing Semtex.
Oh, I just blew up the fucking... No, I didn't. Oh, right, cool. That's nice. Didn't turn around and blown that up, so that's good news. If that's the case, we'll get this open. And we'll get this. Yes, indeed. I mean, cool. Yeah, you're eating.
Double points.
Huh. Nice. At the end of a round too. Oh, that's good news actually. No. That means I can get up here. Come on. Come on. Stop being a pain, W key. Come on, give me the points. Oh, it's fucking dogs. What a waste.
Tear them to pieces.
Yeah.
Sunshine's the best disinfectant, so I let some into your skull.
Max ammo.
Okay. Oof, that had to have hurt. Even if you're a zombie.
Who ordered defrag courses?
Oh, is it? Well, let's see how you like a pack-a-punch.
You stop and good to go. Who wants a taste? Sorry, no group discounts.
What?
Max armor.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I don't have it. Oh no, I've got a decoy, so it's not gonna make a difference. This might though. I can't afford it. Brilliant. Oh, I will just hang around the graveyard for a bit. Oh. Oh. Yeah, is it?
Don't worry, your friends are next.
Yeah.
That must have been Dennis Riffle. Church groundskeeper. Good guy. Seems his luck didn't stick around in the end. Wonder
Oh.
what the key's for.
I wonder what the key's for too. Maybe we'll know. We'll find out soon. Out. Doesn't matter. Just need to get that ASAP. Cool. Cool. Sam trial. Gotta love it. Hey. Uh-oh. Hey. Kinda gotta do this low round. Oh, I haven't got an explosive. Uh-oh. Waste of fucking bullets. God knows what that was all about. You coming from me, boys and girls? You coming from me, boys and girls? Cool. Guess what? Just down this line. Just down this line.
Activating decoy. Easy. Target locks like that after 8 years.
Oh no, that's the last thing I wanted. No! There goes all my points. Fuck. What a waste of a round. God damn it. Now I really do have no,
That's gonna attract some attention. Keep
Yes,
the
it
hot
is.
valves clear. We need to build pressure behind that valve.
Yeah, I know I've got to keep them clear, but they just fucking spawn. Anyway, it doesn't matter what you do. I'll have that. We'll take that out. We'll take that.
Guess this is the ultimate ghillie suit.
Shit. Well, I'm fucked. That was silly. It don't matter. Shit. Come on, W key, what the fuck are you playing at? Fucking stop it. Fuck's sake.
If you need to tap out, Exfil Hill is ready to go.
Yeah,
One more item crossed off the shopping list. This better be worth it.
yeah, it is. Kind of. Oh, it will be. If my fucking forward key worked.
Like sticking a fork in a toaster.
El double pointon. Oh. Oh, so we've got a mangler now, have we? Okay. Oh. Fuck's sake. Come on.
Why the fuck do you guys speak with Russian accents? Not cool.
No, not cool at all. Especially when this doesn't want to give me what it's supposed to be giving me. And my W key doesn't like me moving forwards today, apparently. You know.
Stun out.
Oh no, it's not going to reach. Oh, I did. Ha ha ha! Got it to bounce off the front of the wall and just within range as it exploded. Oh. Well, I haven't got enough for that. Oh, that was silly of me.
Booze. Exfil window closed.
Somebody tell Carver I just won our headshot contest.
Get out of it. Yeah, boy.
Max ammo.
Yeah, I'll take it all. What have we got? I know what we'll do. We'll have one over here. Have that there. Yeah, fine, whatever. And we'll have the other one. Ow! Fucking things. Oh, you fucking what?
Sentry turret operating.
Fuck off, bro. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Calling is why I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, fuck yourself. Still got it up here. Yeah, I've still got one up here. Nice. And then come spawn up here as well. Dare you. Fucking laser tagged it there. Brilliant. That's what we like to see. Look at
10 pounds of death in a 5-pound bag.
that. I ain't gonna have enough for it. No. That's okay.
All right, Ripple. Let's see what you've been keeping locked up in here. A handbrake. What was Ripple trying to do with that?
Well, one shot kill. Well, that's fantastic. You know, my gaming today, has just been subpar. Look at that, terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. Oh, well, you have your good days and your bad days. It seems that today, not such a good day. It seems there's issues abound. One in the game that I want to play and crack on in, And then in my backup game, or my secondary game, my FPS game, I'm just terrible. So I've not been doing well at all. Okay, you know what? It's about that time. What do I need to do? It's barracks, isn't it, for progression? Yes, it is. Prestige. Prestige 2 is available. Go on then. I don't think I really want to do this, but apparently I have, so it is what it is. Well, permanent unlock available. Cool. Don't know why it's put me in pistols. Why is that base weapon locked? I thought I'd unlocked it. Okay. Oh, well, that's... permanently unlocked by purchasing the bundle. So why have you locked again? Oh, sure. Permanent unlocks are available for that. Or these. You... Okay. Use one permanent unlock on that. I may as well. You have to unlocked at level 13. Ah, yeah, okay, so it's for the... it is permanently unlocked, it's just level locked. Okay. I'm really not reading some of these that well at all. Oh well. It's just me, right? Oh, yeah, I mean... it's not even the same gun. Yeah, okay. That is my zombie build, so why is that not pulling out as my zombie build now? What's going on here? Oh yeah, because the mastery looked dog shit, and I already had it on the special. Just upped it to this. Because I unlocked the zombies, like all zombies military camos on it, which I did. I kind of like the Hyperion for it. I'm used to it being that, I think. So that's what I think it will stay. GP91. What do we got for the GP91? Oh, yes. So that's as far as that got, because this needs the cryo freeze, and then I need cryo freeze on GPR. It's gonna make it a bit difficult. The Motherwell is what I'm working through. I'm not looking forward to the Mark II Goblin. Ugh. It just does look so bad. Decay, the old Psycho Snake. accuracy of that one's better. The firepower of that one's better. Oh, that's a good point actually. Now that I've unlocked some more of it though. Can't remember the CHF barrel on it. It just makes it look like dog shit. I can now put the precision. Oh yeah. Oh okay, we'll have that one on it. I haven't got. Yeah, okay. We don't want that one. We don't want that. It's not the stock. It was these. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll leave it on that. Don't really want any of those. I'd love to have a stock on it, but I don't think it's really going to matter. It's already moving fast enough. It looks great. It's not going to have anything else going for it, and I suppose I should probably have... Yeah, the steady aim. I'll go for the steady aim, just stick the laser on it. Why not? Be the only laser that's going to be on the damn thing. Damn. And that's for the chance to drop. Yeah, that seems about right. And then it is what it is with the extras. So we'll make that. Yeah, that is now our main model. Because it's way more accurate with almost equal firepower. It's just the barrel that makes the difference for the headshot streak. I don't think that's going to matter too much. Well, it is what it is, I suppose, and considering the time of day and the lack of success that I've had gaming thus far, I'm really tempted to call it quits there, to be honest, so that I can get some good rest. It is Sunday after all, people work tomorrow, and I'm back on the daytime grind of doing my coursework for being a music therapist, licensed practicing like UK therapist for those with mental health. You can privately hire me as well if you want. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a break there. Hopefully tomorrow will be slightly better, and I won't be talking and walking through various bug issues in Star Citizen, but I highly doubt they're going to be fixed overnight. I might even venture into another game, or I might even see if I can get Minecraft working, who knows. But yes, apologies for the lack of content that's enjoyable, I suppose, but every stream, you've got to have some bad streams, right, when in your experience of streaming, and I suppose today is just one of those slightly underperforming, lackluster days on my part for gaming, and a couple the game that I chose to play is having issues. It is what it is. So we'll call it quits there. We'll say it is what it is. Those that do watch and follow this channel, I do hope you like, share, and subscribe some more on the videos and get the word out. I am trying to build a small community here, just for fun and to have people to talk to and socialise and game with. So I don't always have people to play with, and those that do play and stream, well, they do their own thing. They don't necessarily want me to be playing with them. So as much as I'd like that to change, it doesn't. So I've got to find my own friends to game with, I suppose, which is where you come in. So if you're watching, please add me as a friend. go look at my YouTube, like me there and subscribe. That's where you'll find these streams live, because obviously I'm not a Twitch affiliate, so I can't save my streams here. They just get deleted after a week, so you will find them on YouTube if you want to catch up. Check me out on Discord. It's free to join. It's just the invite link straight to my server. It's really not much going on in there. But it'd be nice if people started to join just to chat. Give me your comments on the stream, on the content, on the games played. If you want to turn around and play with me as a co-op in any of the things that I've turned around and played, that'd be fantastic. If you have suggestions of games that you'd like to see me play, by all means, send them in. I'll see what I can do about getting them. I do have some other games that I want to play, test out, try and stuff. So, hopefully 2025 will be better in 2024. And on that note, let's end there. So, as always, stay safe, take it easy, see you in the next one. Peace.